is chasing the sun if I'm honest. When I be saying that all of my goals today have nothing to do with my goals for life. I'm chasing the sun and I'm living the truth.
Mr. Rogers in the neighborhood. It's early morning and I'm feeling good. The sun is shining on me like it should. I feel like Rogers in the, I'm Mr. Rogers in the, Mr. Rogers in the neighborhood. It's early morning and I'm feeling good. That sun is shining on me like it should. Ain't got no worries and I'm feeling good. Summer's on me like a backpack, I'm full of love and I'm feeling good. When I get the time, I'ma find a place where I settle down, get fertile ground. But for now, I'm gonna enjoy the summer. Dog days, no bummer. Poolside with a lover. I'm gonna find me a place I promise. Chasing the sun if I'm honest. Wanna be singing that all of my goals today have nothing to do with my goals for life. I'm chasing the sun and I'm living a dream, you know what I mean? Celebrate a day. Mr. Rogers in the neighborhood. It's early morning and I'm feeling good. The sun is shining on me like it should. I feel like Rogers in the, I'm Mr. Rogers in the, Mr. Rogers in the neighborhood. It's early morning and I'm feeling good. That sun is shining on me like it should. Ain't got no worries and I'm feeling good.
Welcome to the neighborhood. What's happening, guys? I'm rapfredrogers. My goal is to help artists grow and connect. I'll be reacting to each track with one of 4 classifications. Either not my cup, which doesn't mean it's necessarily bad, it's just not resonating with me personally, or good formula. There may be some mistakes, but I really like what you're doing and just think you need to keep going and crank out more good music. Great to get to that point. Harder than most people think. Can't find a flaw as a classification. One of my highest possible ratings, meaning making mistake-free music, which is an absolute win. You're on the road. And then really impressive, meaning I love it. It sounds professional in my eyes. If you're listening along, you can leave your 1 to 5 star rating. 5 stars meaning you would actually add this to a playlist or share it with a friend. So, as is tradition, let's go ahead and get it cracking. Welcome to the neighborhood, July. Welcome, AwsomeAntwan. Antwan, your track's up next. Here we go with Almighty Alpha and Vvrrsace. Yee.
Bitch, I'm fly like an airport, don't need a stylist, hold this out for a drip. Walking the function like Tupac, I don't even know them, but all eyes on me. All these hoes on me. No, they notice me. Know that they see me in the SRT or the AMG. Know that they notice me when I'm pulling up on the scene with heat. Yeah, why don't you tell me what you want from me? I got it on a monopoly. I got the garbage, I got the cheese. I get the stuff, but it's not for free. Boy, you won't wanna be posted with Nathan who's stopping me. I got the glass, so don't try with me. Yeah, I thought the money would change how I feel. I thought these bitches would change how I feel. Losing emotion is harder to feel. I had no money, so we had to steal. Racks on racks, yeah, we getting stacks. Racks on racks, we running the sacks. I hit your boo, you can have that bitch back. Bitch, I'm fly like an airport, I don't need a stylist, hold this out for a drip. Walking the function like Tupac, I don't even know them, but all eyes on me. All these hoes on me. No, they notice me. Know that they see me in the SRT or the AMG.
Nice way to start off the show. Almighty Alpha and Vvrrsace. Very upbeat and pleasant vibes coming from this beat. Decent swag and drip coming from the heavy effect-driven vocals. People tend to either love or hate songs with those heavy effect-driven vocals. So it kind of depends on who you are, but it's certainly very popular right now. And I do think the hook and flow used by the first artist are a very natural sounding match for this beat in particular. I feel like this feels fresh and it should appeal to lots of different audiences probably. So great voice from Almighty Alpha. And then Vvrrsace matches that well with a bit more of a high-pitched voice that both contrasts and complements what the first artist was doing well. His voice does a good job of cutting right through the beats and showcases a strong flow for about 8 bars or so. So it was a short verse halfway through, but that should be good for listener engagement, that contrast. Lots of classic phrases being used here, lots of pulling up, lots of having racks on racks, some more recycled phrases than organic phrases, but everything is well executed and it's fun to listen to. It feels like that's exactly what this one is trying to do as well. So well done. Points wise, voices were strong, originality was low, vocal effects and mixing were strong, lyrical content, bars or subject matter would be low. It's not what this one's about. Flow was good, beat was good. So I would classify this as can't find a flaw right off the bat. This feels like an effective use of auto-tune. It's a short track. It's around like 1.5 minutes long. Not sure if anyone might want more from the verses, but everything felt fine for me. And the art, a little low effort maybe. I like the idea of using a Monopoly picture to match the song title, but you could probably find a higher resolution image off Google, I feel like. Sometimes those details can matter, especially the better and better your music gets. So, hey, shout out to Lil Adobo. You're coming up in a few tracks. Welcome to the neighborhood. Shout out to Lisa Q. AwsomeAntwan hitting it with the 4 out of 5. We'll put it on a playlist. Cool. Awesome. Well, that's a good segue. Let's get into this next one. Here we go with AwsomeAntwan, Kaiju, and Rhino with Kevin Durant. Where's the Brooklyn fans in the house?
Yeah, Kevin Durant, Kevin Durant, Kevin Durant, Kevin Durant, Kevin Durant, Kevin Durant. I just wear my pants on Kevin Durant. Hey, look, yeah, Katie, KD, Kevin Durant, 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 Kevin Durant.
My niggas be ballin' like Kevin Durant. I'm plugging out somebody started with cassette. I know said niggas who don't spend a cent. They listen to my songs but don't know what I meant. I pull away a block and turn it to a spear. You sippin' that what? You sippin' on beer. If you like sell it, we'll hit it with the all clear. Hating niggas talk about we gon' have a career. I'm fucking that bitch in the spot. She sippin' on walk. Walk like Millie Rock. She try to be tough but then I box her. I'm real tough in my thought. Walking that bitch with a Uzi. We gon' be acting like philosophy. She got me feeling so woozy. Niggas be acting so free to pretend to be getting that booty. Nigga, you sound really goofy.
Yeah, Kevin Durant, Kevin Durant, Kevin Durant, Kevin Durant, Kevin Durant, Kevin Durant. I just wear my pants on Kevin Durant. Hey, look, yeah, Katie, KD, Kevin Durant, 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 Kevin Durant.
Riding out this jungle so you knowin' I'm a king. Stacking all this paper cause you know I'm about the green. Running through the streets with my TDB team. Running this thing like kids turn king. Remember when we had to put in work for the dream? Now we sitting here like our name is Hakeem. Lines in the booth having empire dreams. We never would've made it if we let them kill our dreams. I was in the booth steady speaking their truth. And I mean what I say and I say what I do. While you hating on me, I be aiming at you. I'm coming like Pac, just a thug on that juice. Haters be mad till they hear that doo-doo. I'm coming for rappers like searching for food. Beast on this track so you know how I do. Destroying this track cause my name is Kaiju. We steady getting money while you back in funny ladies, bro. Let me leave you crying home to mommy. You crash test dummy, you ain't learn nothing from me. How these bro gon' tell me about money? You only make it rain when it's no longer sunny. How your girl a fan but you claiming you don't know me? That's okay cause your girl knowin' all my homies in. When we take her home, best believe she gon' and when the hit is good, might get trophy. She falling on her knees like she just scored a goalie. The hits that we make will get us to the goalies. Lyrics that ain't over here killing slowly. Legacy will still be around when I'm a oldie. Lions on the throne so you rappers get cozy. Bow down and worship me like my name is holy. Yeah.
Shout out to AwsomeAntwan, Kaiju, and Rhino as well as Kevin Durant, ex-Warrior, ex-Thunder player, ex-Seattle Supersonic. Is he about to get another ring this year? I've always been a fan, and it's cool to see him reunited with Harden. Even though as a Warriors fan, it was hard to see him leave. Apparently, if you look at his career stats, he's like better than Kobe Bryant at almost every stat. Look it up. Look it up. Statistic challenge. But he's generally not looked at as on the same level as Kobe, for example. So we'll have to see if that changes over time. Anyways, cool, spacey, and atmospheric beat for this one. Makes it sound epic. The Kevin Durant chant for the hook feels effective. Kind of reminds me of like some Little B style, right? There's a clear sense of humor to this song when you're talking about wetting your pants in the hook. You also bring a super chill flow for the verse that might not work for everyone, but it feels like it works for this lane, perhaps. There's a cool synth layer I like, kind of playing in the background of the beat. I also like how the different artists take a turn performing the hook, or at least someone does that. Maybe that's Rhino. That's a move that almost always works, so that was effective. The second verse comes in hard. Real nice, crisp flow and energy that I feel like was needed for the track at that time. I feel like that really helps to keep the listener engaged through the second half of the track. Feels like a good formula. Points-wise, voices different, you know, doing different things. Last artist had brought a lot of energy. First artist was real, like monotone, smooth with the flow. Originality would be low. Vocal effects and mixing, I think, sounded okay. Curious to see if anyone picked up anything about that. I'm not the expert on mixing, so any help's appreciated. Lyrical content, subject matter, bars low, maybe within a subject matter for this. Flow, you know, solid. Last artist was pretty good. Beat was solid. So another solid track from AwsomeAntwan. We've definitely heard a few at this point. I certainly like how you keep exploring different styles. I think that's a real strength that people need to do as they continue to develop. Lil Adobo says the hook was a little rough. Verses were pretty fire. Cool, man. All right, let's keep it going. So next up, we got ALLYOURS with Reflections. We had ALLYOURS last week, last episode.
Hey mama, forgive me, I know I've been tripping. I'm battling demons and maybe they wouldn't know I'm unpredictable and I've been different. I'm trying to rid all of my anger and ignorance. I cut off my friends and I kinda been dissing. I'm sharing these feelings cause I'm on a mission. Right now you won't get it cause it is my vision. I'm sorry for the pain and the problems I caused. I think about my past and my future and all. Every time I get quiet I'm nearing a fall, but there is a light at the end of the hall, and one day I'll be at the top of the wall. Hey mama, forgive me, I know I've been tripping. I'm battling demons and maybe they wouldn't know I'm unpredictable and I've been different. I'm trying to rid all of my anger and ignorance. Hey mama, forgive me, I know I've been tripping. I'm battling demons and maybe they wouldn't know I'm unpredictable and I've been different. I'm trying to rid all of my anger and ignorance. Hey mama, forgive me, I know I've been tripping. I'm battling demons and maybe they wouldn't know I'm unpredictable and I've been different. I'm trying to rid all of my anger and ignorance.
Oh, it's a fast one. So you might be able to see some similarities with some of these tracks. We like to provide examples and feedback here. So let's see what we have for ALLYOURS, maybe APRIO. Cool, natural sounding rap voice, solid flows and inflection. That's something that we heard some of in the last track. Solid rhyme schemes and lyrics. Cool melodic beats. The 808s hit very hard. It might be hitting a bit too hard relative to the vocals if you were to listen close. Might depend on how you're listening to it. It might be the case that the vocals are drowned out a bit by that bass. So in theory, the perfect mix might have those vocals a bit louder. Or you could always lower those 808s a bit. The perfect mix is always a bit subjective, but sometimes it can be a bit distracting when the mix is noticeably a bit off. I'm not sure the mix is an issue to the point where it gets in the way of people enjoying your track. Many people might not notice, which is good to point out. And one of the frustrating things about mixing is when the same song can sound real different on different speakers, right? I'm sure some of you have experience with this. I always try to test a mix with earbuds, because a lot of people are listening with earbuds, monitor headphones for quality, and if possible, some sort of loudspeaker like a car stereo, if you can, just to make sure it sounds at least okay in those different settings. Overall, mixing on this feels noticeably improved compared to the last one we heard, so shout out to that. Points wise, voice was solid, originality medium, maybe lowish, vocal effects and mixing decent, lyrical content pretty good. There's some good bars. Flow was solid, beat was solid, so I'd have to say good formula. This track does feel a bit short. I would have liked maybe another verse from either you or maybe perhaps like a decent featured artist, if possible. That was shown on the last track, what a good feature artist can do for your track. And that's because there's a lot I really do like going on here. The hook, the beat, the rap voice all stand out as strengths to me. So I definitely want to hear that hook maybe once more. And I want to spend a bit more time in this awesome vibe you spent energy creating. Certainly has me interested to hear more from EP Rio, which is a win. AwsomeAntwan hitting it with a 3.5 out of 5. Song might be a bit too short, so perhaps some room to level up song structure and work on the flow a bit. But nice, nice flow, he's saying. Working on the mix. Okay, let's get into the next track. We got Lil Adobo. Yee, here we go, fam, with Well.
Only drink Hennessy. I'm a kind nigga. I love you a shot right now. I need to see you do a triple shot right now for the people. A triple shot? I want to see you, I want to see you fry your guy right now. For all the times that me and you've been through, I need to see you pour the craziest shot right now and do it right now for the people. Alright. Nah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna pour up a shot. No.
That's an out, Pluto. That's an out, Pluto.
Stuck in the well, sipping on drinking the harder to tell. Shit is the real, getting too sauce, but just go popping these pills. I'm cracking the seal, pour me some jar, got me leaning for real. Can't find the appeal, no on my liver, I'm just trying to feel something. Need to be feeling something, feeling for love like I'm junkie. I'm smoking the trees going uppy. Up in the clouds, sipping on drinking my head in the shroud. Feeling the hit like I'm surfing the crowd. Spinning that block and the heat get too loud. Pouring another cup, getting too wild. Sipping that drink, they asking for more. Like what the fuck do you think? Diamond they wet like a sink. VV is glistening, need to go ice everything. Got 10 in my ring, 30 in my waist, I got 10s of the jeans. 20 my team, yeah she my idol. Gotta go get her the ring. My phone be like ding. Got fiends at the low tryna buy everything. I'm tryna sing the pain in my heart. Man, it sting like a bee, flow like a butterfly. Gave me this cheese, a drink on me like an push a fee. Want me this freedom, the drink take his fee. I'm taking this journey and I'ma be stuck in a well, sipping on drain, and it get harder to tell. Shit is the real, getting too sauce. Might just go pop any pills, like cracking the seal. Pour me some jar, got me leaning for real. Can't find the appeal, ignore my liver. I'm just trying to feel something. Need to be feeling something. Feeling for love like I'm junkie. I'm smoking the trees going uppy. Up in the clouds, sipping on gin on my head in the shroud. Feeling the hit like I'm surfing the crowd. Spinning that block and the heat get too loud. Pouring another cup, getting too wild. Pouring the shit, sipping the mud, got me sworn the shit. I see the eclipse, my eyes like the moon. When I'm taking a sip, I'm feeling the bitch. Henny hidden, got me snoring and shit.
With the slow fade coming from Lil Adobo. Where are you from, Lil Adobo? Let's find out. Real unique beat here with the cool guitar, acoustic guitar sample. The way the flute melody builds is masterful. Nice bouncy drums. Great balance between the melody and the percussion overall with this production. The art suggests an eerie aesthetic, and I feel like the song matches that well. Nice smooth flow with the great sound effects used. I heard that text ding pop off. Made me check my phone. Chill harmonic approach with the vocals. Some people might want a bit more flow diversity, but I like your rhyme schemes, and it feels like it's a well polished track. Mixing sounds solid. Not sure if you guys notice anything about the mixing in the chat. The bass might be able to be mixed perhaps a bit louder relatively in theory, but you know, I like the snippet you put at the beginning that established a good atmosphere, talking about taking a triple shot of Hennessy. Whoa, buddy. Steph Curry with the triple out here. I feel like the hook becomes more effective the more you hear this, which is always a good sign. That is the role of a good hook. Very solid all around, I feel like. Points wise, voice was sounding good with those effects. Originality, medium to low. Vocal effects and mixing, high. Lyrical content, bars or subject matter. A bit of a theme going on here. Good flow, good beat. So that's winning. I would say a good formula, which is win. If there's any room to improve, it might be slightly with the mixing of the beat. That might be unfair to say. I'd have to hear it again. Seems like a great thing to bump when you're on one, off that triple shot, when you're feeling yourself. Going uppy. Oh, Shinji, welcome to the neighborhood. Good to see you. Hitting it with the wave. Lisa Q, 5 out of 5. Whoa, ho. Oh, okay, we're representing New York to Philippines connection. Man, that's pretty awesome. That's real awesome. Got some Philippine family, believe it or not, as well. So we gotta get it in. Let's hear more from you, man. I know you've been putting in that work. We've been seeing you on Making Hip Hop daily threads. This community's about showing love, collaborating, leveling up. Let's get it in. All right, well, let's keep it moving. We'll finish this block and then we'll get into some different sounding things, I promise. Here we go with IreQ Savage, TakeoverKING.
It's a banger.
Hard to sleep, focus on the path to the green. You know it chose me, you know it chose me. Hard to sleep, focus on the path to the green. You know it chose me, you know it chose me. Hard to sleep, focus on the path to the green. You know it chose me, you know it chose me. Yeah, it's me doing what I please when I see an opening. Something took control of me, look. Yeah, it's me doing what I please when I see an opening. Something took control of me, look. Know my role like the game chose me. Let it come with these. Saw an opening in the tree, sunshine with the breeze. Take a stroll with me to our destiny. Saw the future when they didn't believe. I got a feeling how it should be. I trust my instincts, now I'm plus ultra. Cut the dead weight in the roaches on a mission like a soldier. Build a future with the tool in my holster. Architect, I know how it's supposed to be. I enter to ensure a victory. Our endeavors will be worth it, just stick with me. Yes, me doing what I please when I see an opening. Something took control of me, look. Yes, me doing what I please when I see an opening. Something took control of me, look. Hard to sleep, focus on the path to the green. You know it chose me, you know it chose me. Hard to sleep, focus on the path to the green. You know it chose me, you know it chose me. Hard to sleep, focus on the path to the green. You know it chose me, you know it chose
All right, let's try to get some feedback for IreQ Savage. You have a unique and cool style. I like the way you change your inflection to mirror some of your rhyme schemes. That's a good detail for your performance. Playing with your inflection is incredibly popular right now, so I feel like this is showcasing that well. You have a real chill and steady flow for this one, so the inflection changes bring some needed life to the track. We've seen cases of that and maybe room for improvement for that so far in this show. The other way you could go about something like this is switching up the flow a little bit more, but I don't think that's necessarily needed for this. It never hurts, but it's definitely not like, needed for this kind of vibe, right? Lots of good negative space on display, like gaps in the beat and in the flow. That's good for listener engagement. Nice layers of melody from the beat. I like how you drop out the beat at times to create further contrast. Really good mixing and overdubs for this track. So that's a good example. The way you stack your vocals is done well here. Cool vocal effects and pitch down vocals at times, creating the deep voice. That caught my ear and keeps things interesting. This one sounds real different from the last one we reviewed from you, Vvrrsace, which I like. I like hearing different sounding music. It's cool to hear the diversity of what kinds of songs an artist can make when we're trying to level up. And this last track that we heard before this on a previous show from Vvrrsace was a totally opposite vibe. You know, it was real hard and sinister, while this one is like real chill and melodic. You know, it's rare coming from the same artist. Points wise, voice is solid, originality is low, vocal effects and mixing are great, lyrical content pretty solid. I like some of the bars here. Flow is good, steady. Beat solid. I'd say I can't find a flaw. It's one of my highest ratings. I feel like this track should get appeal, you know, and should appeal to a wide range of audiences. The ladies should probably like this. And I'm definitely interested to hear more, so thanks for sending that in. Let's see. Lil Adobo liking the harmonies and the effects to spice things up. Yeah, I think that's showing you how that can, you know, level up your track. Thank you for the feedback, man. If you guys can keep it up, much appreciated. We're all trying to look out. Okay. So we're just kind of moving right along today. So there's definitely been some similarities in this broadcast up to this point. If anyone's listened to this show, we try to switch it up a lot. So part of what we're trying to do is provide examples. So I wanted to kind of create a little segment there. People can continue to level up and give feedback. But let's start to switch it up with our first video of the night. Here we go from Chaos 1, perhaps Chaos 1.0. Here we go with Angels.
I've been on a straight fall, like I fell from a place tall. Don't think I'll land with grace, no, but still I'm saying grace though. Some people I can't see no more. I'm knowing they my angels. So any situation, for them I'll be courageous. I've been falling on my ass. When I run I tend to crash. Till I'm gunning so the money coming fast. See, I'd rather take another lap than have to risk a double back. Cause either way it's times I'm always gonna relapse. When I seen your face hitting me hard, I tried to keep a bloody smile. It's straight depressing, now we can't speak for a while. Swear I keep a candle lighter burning. They blew yours out way too early, so we blazing till the sun seemed like a spark. Remember talking about the early 30s, early birdie in the morning. When we rode the rest of what last night we copped. Nights like that felt like we lived forever. Not gonna lie to me, those special. Cause I had some contemplating about me on it. We can leave that drama shit behind us. Know that time and place gon' find us. It'll sneak up when we don't know that they found us. Feel like we immune cause we just kids, but I know that's not how it is. I low-key knew that earlier than when I did. Know some hitters trying to keep their wits while slowly pouring out the fifth. I seen the liquor hit the asphalt by the drip. I just thought those times they got too busted. That elixir got them stumbling, but I guess some things I still ain't understand. Man, oh man, forever in my story. Know your section gon' be wordy. Only wishing that you made it to the fiend. Even if it's down in that abyss and underwater like a fish, I'm swimming down until I got you in my grip. Feel like I've been on a straight fall, like I fell from a place tall. Don't think I land with grace, no, but still I'm saying grace though. Some people I can't see no more. I'm knowing they my angels. So any situation, for them I'll be courageous. I had a dream, I seen you once again. We living stories, but I couldn't tell you how it ends. Just kept it light cause I ain't know when I see you again. Or maybe that was just your way of trying to reach your hand. I choose to think I had a dream that I see you again. We living stories, but I couldn't tell you how it ends. Just kept it light cause I ain't know when I see you again. Or maybe that was just your way of trying to reach your hand. Don't think I land with grace, no, but still I'm saying grace though. Some people I can't see no more. I'm knowing they my angels. So any situation, for them I'll be courageous.
Looks like he handled some of the editing as well. That's cool. Shout out to Chaos 1, Chaos 1.0. I like how you start with the hook right away. That allows your voice and those rhymes to become almost the foundation of the track as the listener continues to get exposed to the sample and the overall vibe. I really like the stripped down and filtered horn sample. The equalization and compression on the drums and bass in that sample help to create a further cool effect that you can then mix with the drums from the beats that you drop in. The harmony and inflection of the hook sounds real professional. Maybe something you could hear on like a J. Cole type playlist or Lane. The visuals were well done. So whoever you had help with those knew what they were doing. The naturalistic lighting was color corrected and desaturated well and consistently so that all the shots look like they belong together. And there's consistently in the camera, like in the focus of the camera, kind of a good depth of field, which is critical for any of you that have used like portrait mode on your iPhone. You know that it keeps the subject of the shot in clear focus while blurring out the rest of the surroundings, right? So, you know, that's a very classic and effective technique that's done really well here. Let's show you, I'll just rewind it for a moment and show you what I mean by that. Look at the contrast of the main person being sharp and clear and the rest of the background being more blurry.
When I run, I tend to crash. Still I'm gunning, so the money coming fast. See, I'd rather take another lap than have to risk a double back. Cause either way, it's times I'm always gonna relapse. When I see your face.
Cool. So obviously really nice animation effects as well with some of those white lines and the dollar animation. That was great. All that really smooth and seamless work really helps, you know. And it helps to keep the viewer engaged with the artist and the song. And it helps Chaos 1 come across as sincere and genuine, which matches the tone of the song. There's also a strong theme here, which not enough artists do nowadays, dealing with the loss of loved ones. And it's cool how we get to honor their memories by seeing clips of them in this video. It's very personal. I thought that was really well done. I love when the drums fall in. The rap voice and flow are real strengths here. There's a bit of a poetic approach to the delivery of the lines. Everything about this is really impressive to me. That's my highest rating. Points wise, voice is strong. Originality is medium leaning up. Vocal effects and mixing sounding good. Lyrical content, there is subject matter, there's a theme, there's also bars. So very much winning there, showing you how intriguing that can become if you can level up your writing abilities. Flow was strong, beat was strong to me. I think it was good for this tone, for this vibe. So, you know, all this really helps to show the audience who you are as an artist. So that's a win. And that's always the goal of a good video. Okay, so home run there. Let's see. And then Shinji, who can be a hard person to win over, is fucking with it heavily. Already adding it to a playlist. Yes, sir. Thanks, Shinji. Keep letting us know if any of these other ones catch you. All right. Very cool. Very interesting. Moving right along this week. Here we go with a different kind of track. I'm curious how you guys think about this, Shinji and everyone else. Here we go with All Yours and FrenchiexVii, a little bit of an R&B and hip-hop hybrid. Slowing it down. Just for a little bit.
Saw you coming across the way, sun shining, golden honey on your face. Yeah, all this traffic, I find your gaze. You're looking sweet, babe, sweet, babe. I saw you coming across the way, sun shining, golden honey on your face. Yeah, all this traffic,
to do dirty things. Maybe we could make it permanent. Wind it up, baby, and dance with me. Your body, your work is like a masterpiece. Take you up to my master sheets. Make your ass take me to go faster, please. Could you love me and be unafraid? Turn my pain into sweet lemonade. There's just one thing that I gotta say. You're looking sweet, babe, and I've been looking for true love. I wonder if it's you, love. Never find it if you close up. Take a chance on me. Take a chance on me. Baby, I'ma make you fly like on repeat. Like on repeat. Like on repeat. Like on repeat. Looking sweet, babe, sweet, babe. You're looking sweet, babe, sweet, babe. You're looking sweet, babe, sweet, babe. You're looking sweet, babe, sweet, babe.
Lots of real subtle and impressive work done with the song structure here. Shout out to All Yours and FrenchiexVii. You know, well, this just feels like some silky smooth sunshine to me. Super warm and pleasant tones, pleasant on the ear, feel good music, which you don't hear enough nowadays. Very immersive aesthetic. I love the bouncy bass and the synth chords. Maybe that's like a Rhodes keyboard, perhaps. There's also some awesome guitar layers that I really feel like help complete the track. That might be a MIDI, but it sounds like a live layer, perhaps. That's that extra layer of production either way that most beats won't take the time to incorporate. A lot of people won't know how to incorporate that kind of a layer. So I want to showcase that. Really nicely mixed and complementary drums for this one. All Yours has a wonderful voice. She harmonizes and stacks her vocals very well. And I especially like her cadence to her singing. It's a slow and it's in the R&B lane, but it feels contemporary and fresh, and it's structured almost like a rapper in some ways. Great use of negative space all around in this track, as a good R&B song should have. It's probably one of the best genres to showcase what that can do for you. And then you get this awesome rap verse from Frenchie. It's cool that her voice is very complimentary to All Yours's. So if you weren't paying attention, you might not even notice that these are two different artists. Top-notch rhyme schemes on display right away with an impeccable flow. I love how the beat breaks down at the beginning of that verse. And then there's a really smooth transition back into the hook at the end of that verse. All very masterfully done. So what's not to like? Not everyone likes R&B or slow jams, I guess, but I have to say this is really impressive to me. That's my highest rating. Voice-wise, top-notch. Originality, medium, looking up. Vocal effects and mixing, great. Lyrical content, there's some poetic delivery from All Yours, and then Frenchie kills it with some bars. Great combination. So good flow, beat, pretty great. Very, very well done. Worth running back if you're into production and R&B. You'll be surprised at how much sophistication there is in this composition, even though it feels real smooth and chill. That's a hard balance to make. So, Frenchie absolutely killed it for the last Making Hip Hop tape as well. If you need to check that out, if you missed it, you should check it out. Frenchie was on like 3 or 4 tracks of that Making Hip Hop mixtape that came out earlier this year. I can drop a link to the listening party that we had for this show. We covered that whole mixtape, so you guys can check it out later. Lil Adobo hitting you with the fire. I mean, hey, less is more sometimes. Say less. That's a great compliment. And great art too. Someone took a lot of time to develop that nice art, matching the tone of this song perfectly with the cartoon aesthetic. I'm a fan. All right. we have one more track before the halftime show. I'm excited for the halftime show. I think you guys will like it. Here we go with Unorthodocks, Carcell, and Solute.
Slama Jama, Houston Cougars, 25 in a row, back to the Final Four for the second time, and here is Clyde the Glide Drexler, the Southwest Conference Player of the Year.
What you think finna happen? It's been about 10 years since I've been a beginner rapping. Finna wrap them in a napkin and then throw them in the trash. Or better yet, throw them overboard and listen for the splash. Y'all listen in the trash. I be christening the craft. I'm so clean when I'm seen. I be glistening like glass. Reminiscing on the past while I'm kissing on the grass. It turns out, never had to pull a mission with the mask. No tuition and no cash. Shit, it happened all so fast. So now at 21, I realize none of this shit lasts. Yet still I'm chasing ass, chasing cash, chasing fame. Bringing magic to the streets like the boy was David Blaine. Proclaiming I'll never switch up and I'll always stay the same. Till the fellas know my lyrics and the ladies say my name. I put on at an early age, that's how I learned to play the game. The Corey Wade can take me out with the Vader and the game.
I'm a superhuman, hard to recognize, of course they need some proof, so I'ma show them what I'm fantastic for. Call me Richards, cause whatever you reach I always deliver. Been making rappers disappear like Human Torch sister. I can tell this ain't your thing, so I don't rock with ya. Some shots for you, that's because your boy a bartender. Yeah, the barber cut him up, ain't in that cut with ya. Got a bad temper, Celsius, we can't keep up with ya. Passionate way I be rapping it, tight in the average. They couldn't handle it, passing it, then they travel it and staggering. They got the cameras on me cause I'm glamorous. Ever since the age of 21, been on some savage shit. I know my future is incredible. No Percocets or medical, but I'll be high on glory if it's edible. Unrepairable after I ripple, man, y'all terrible. My heart is frozen and they know it once I let it go.
I like this build up, though. This shit's smooth. Yes, sir. Just let a nigga know I'm finna fuck this shit up. You feel me?
Yo, I'm a human press kit of greatness. A human highlight really your favorite. Fuck is you saying? I'm heavily lacing PCP, dimethyltryptamine, methamphetamines with a shot of Hennessy and Beverly. You know it's me, burning motherfuckers to infinity. Fuck a beat, I speak when I speak, regardless of the heat in the background. When I rap rounds and rounds around you fuck niggas, you lap now. I do this to the death, I'll never pass out, I'll never back down. I pat down attempts like you in at Georgetown. You might get slapped round like baby did at the hotel, motel. Take your bitch to the Holiday Inn. I play to win, ain't shit changed since the last project. Still the flyest in the league, nigga, fuck a prospect, I profit, bitch.
With the quick fade, Slama Jama, Unorthodocks, Carcell, and Solute, produced by Corey Wade. So awesome raspy delivery from the first artist. Really nice rhyme schemes and flow. Great breath control on display. Awesome enunciation. Might be the first time on this show that we're showcasing what that can do for you very well when you become a master of that. Strong lyrics for that first verse. This is a great break for a sample. Sounds like Shinji already had this one on his radar, which is always a win. Not common that we get recognition on this show. The hypnotic keyboard chords work well with those drums. There's a cool drum build in the sample as well. Everything seems real well polished with good mixing. There's a beat break in place of the hook for this one, with a nice flute sample used in that transition that was subtle and effective. Really nice microphone presence from the second artist, kind of perks your attention right away. Cool variation in his flow and cadence, also demonstrating quality bars and rhyme schemes and some really good moments of flow. So you get that sense that these artists are real wordsmiths. The third artist has a grimy and higher pitched rap voice, almost like with a Schoolboy Q or Pusha T type approach. Great rhyme schemes as well. And then, the track fades right out kind of during his verse. I almost feel like they faded it out like a tad too early. Maybe they could have let the beat play for another 10 seconds and then fade it out. This is just a detail. Not sure if anyone else noticed or cared about that. Sometimes it's hard to point out ways to level up on some of these great tracks. Points wise, voices were amazing. Originality was pretty decent. Vocal effects and mixing were good. Lyrical content, that's what this one's about. Fantastic bars. Fantastic bars. Best bars of the night. Flow, fantastic as well. I love the beat. So I would classify this as really impressive. It's my highest rating. Sounds professional to me. These guys also have great art with the classic Celtics pick. It's really cool. Not sure if dude on the far right is gonna make that dunk. I'm not sure if number 5 is, number 44 is about to make that dunk. It's not looking good for him. But it's cool how you guys updated this photo with the classic graphics. In the top right corner. Winning all around. Let's see. And then Shinji giving me some feedback, which I was looking for. Liking the ending. Straight bars, no hook, no outro needed. Sometimes it is worth pointing out there's a classic technique where when it's nothing but fire bars the whole time, you just fade it out like the bars never stop. Some say those bars are still being spit to this day. So, okay. So maybe that was a fantastic technique. I don't know. We all hear things differently. Thank you for that, Shinji. So it's not just me, because we do have some good feedback here sometimes. Okay, so I'm excited for this. I have a fun and easy halftime show for you this week for today's hip hop knowledge drop. I'm gonna big screen this, which is not something we always do. Okay, so this is from the Data is Beautiful YouTube account, and this is about the most popular music artists from 1969 to 2019, ranked by yearly certified record sales, and this will show how big rap artists compare to the rest of the industry starting around April of the year 2000. So, a couple decades back. So this is just before the slow transition to everything becoming more about downloads and then later streams, which is where we are at now. And these are sales worldwide and adjusted to a 12-month trailing average. And they mention this aggregates multiple sources and can serve as a potential popularity indicator, combining sales from physical albums, radio broadcasts, digital sales, and online streaming plays. And up to this point, Eminem was the only rapper to stay in the top 11 of sales, according to this, for multiple business quarters. That means 3 months at a time. Eminem entered the top 11 2 years earlier than this graph is showing currently, and steadily kept creeping up and up to the number 3 spot by this point, all off his debut album, the Slim Shady LP. And also up to this point, there had never been a person of color representing rappers on this list, believe it or not. So every 3 months, these artists are consistently selling at least like 1 million units, which is pretty crazy because it really does add up. You're gonna see these sales really start to rack up here once I get started. So keep your eye on the time in the bottom right corner as we begin. So we start off with the Backstreet Boys being number 1 in the world, representing the first big takeover by pop boy bands in America. Britney Spears is sort of an extension of that, and Madonna was still holding on as queen of this lane from the 80s and 90s. Then the sales from Eminem's second album really start to take off. That's the Marshall Mathers LP. And in 2001, Jay-Z dropped The Blueprint, right? Which was the first big-time production from Kanye West. That's the first time he showed up on the scene. And this is the first time Jay-Z really just took over the game in the absence of Biggie and Tupac. And he became the first black rapper to make the list by outselling Madonna and Whitney Houston. And his career before and after The Blueprint really was night and day, is worth pointing out. Reasonable Doubt, obviously a classic, but this is when it became a whole nother thing with Jay-Z. Okay, so Lil Wayne then makes the list in 2002 with 500 Degrees, which was the night and day transition for him, beginning his transition into a megastar solo artist, and no longer being just a hot boy. And all that money was going to straight to the Birdman, by the way. Lil Wayne was getting screwed out of all of his royalties by his own father figure. and he actually surpasses Jay-Z in sales in 2003 and drops The Carter in 2004, becoming the #2 highest selling artist. And then Jay-Z follows suit with the Black Album and gets a huge uptick in sales by pretending he was retiring. That turned out to be kind of a bit of a publicity stunt, a little bit. So I'm realizing that you can't see everything on this screen. Let me go ahead and reshape this for the rest, see if this helps out a little bit more, because I want to make sure that this aspect ratio is right. What do we have? Usher does pop up on the list by releasing Yeah with Lil Jon off the album Confessions, which was all about how he was cheating on his girl. He went on to give a bunch of women herpes knowingly after this. Eminem also releases Encore in 2004. Let's see, we're still not quite right with our aspect ratio. Try to pop this right. Probably rather smaller than bigger, huh? Okay. So Eminem releasing that Encore album was the end of an era for him. And then we have the rise of Rihanna. Kanye makes the list as a solo artist in 2006 after Late Registration, which many people think was his peak outside of Dark Twisted Fantasy. Beyonce also makes the list as a solo artist with B-Day. She's popping up there. Still a little bit too small. Really got to make this right. There we go. Okay. B-Day was one of her best albums. And then Rihanna starts really taking off with Umbrella, beginning her prime. Kanye keeps climbing with Graduation. Chris Brown enters the list. Then Kanye begins to fall off with 808s and Heartbreaks. Lil Wayne falls back to the bottom of the list, where things remain for a while. People forget that Kanye's 808 album was actually considered a huge commercial failure at the time. A lot of people thought that was going to be the end of his career, and then Lil Wayne falls off the list completely. Flo Rida was a thing. Let's see what we got. And Drake and Lil Wayne. Let's see. I think we got Drake coming up here. Yeah, Drake was Lil Wayne's protege. Another thing a lot of people forget, he begins to take his place and become his own artist with Thank Me Later. He really blew up after releasing that song Forever and the Forever remix. Then Kanye releases Dark Twisted Fantasy, which is his other best album, perhaps his best album, all about his breakup with Amber Rose, who left him for Wiz Khalifa. Then we can just see Drake surging here. Try to make this a little bit bigger. Yeah, Drake starts to get crazy with it. That's looking better. So, you know, Drake eventually surpasses Eminem as the highest selling rap artist of all time. Gangnam Style hits the scene by Psy. It's the first time a meme song takes over the game. Lil Nas X is the most recent example of that. Then we get a good amount of remixing. Yeah. Let's see, we got to the point past 2015. You saw Nicki Minaj starting to really blow up, becoming the highest selling female rap artist of all time. And things begin to stabilize for a little bit. Wiz Khalifa made the list, getting into the top 7 for a minute. Kendrick Lamar followed suit, making an appearance with Damn. And then Ed Sheeran and the Korean boy band BTS, and later Luis Fonsi began dominating. I've never heard of Luis Fonsi before. Look at that growth. He even overtakes Drake at some point, which is crazy. But then he falls back. And all this stops in 2019 with Drake still sitting on the throne. After this, we would of course see the rise of Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion as the ladies begin to take over the game. So sorry if some of that wasn't clear enough for you, but I'll drop a link so you can check it out later. Was there anyone you were surprised you didn't see? That's a good question. Future never made the list, for example. Let's see here. Pop that in there. There's the link to check it out later. All right, so I try to keep up with the data streaming. So let's get into the second half of the show with Delta 6. Here we go. Energy.
Delta 6 Productions.
Look, I did not come here to play. I only came for the pay. Cause nowadays people will go out their way to fuck up your day. Cause they know that we ain't the same. You gotta change and you gotta grow. That is a lesson too many don't know. They think success will just knock on their door. You gotta get up and get it. I do that daily. They see how I hustle, they calling me crazy, but it don't faze me. Cause I know these niggas lazy, won't put in the work to go get that Mercedes. And I know it's time on folks that have a passion of staying broke. That shit is no. Fuck being broke. If you living like that, I'll just buy you a rope. For real. That may sound harsh, but I just speak from the heart. Ice on my neck, it can light up the dark. We all on our stars. Some of you boys are just playing your part, reading your lines and doing your time. The type of niggas, man, that always be lying. The type of niggas that ain't never gon' shine. Got a new excuse like every time.
When
Goddamn.
people try to judge me, I just look them in their eyes. If the world would end today, I know that they won't survive. That's why I'm up and at it, man. Surviving is a habit. Couldn't stop me if they try, cause I'm a motherfucking savage, yeah.
I do not have any sympathy. I take a shit on my enemies. They want some attention, but that I won't give them, cause that's just a waste of my energy. The road to success could be killing me. That's better than living in misery. That's why I don't stop for nobody, cause if I do, they gonna fuck up my energy. Yeah, I do not feel any empathy. Y'all don't know how much this means to me. I put in the work and gave up a lot so I can take care of my family. I wanna make sure they all set. I want my mama to rest. She worked all her life and she in her 60s, and I know she isn't done yet. And neither am I work till I die. Most of these niggas will meet their demise, all in due time, it's no surprise. These are the people that sit home and cry, passing around memes and talking about things, but never gonna go accomplish their dreams. They don't know life doesn't owe them a thing. You must challenge the throne to live like a king. I do not have any pity, cause that shit does not exist in my city. I don't complain, but people that do, man, are so fucking lame. Always sitting around just waiting for change. Swear that they help it, don't stay in the same. Don't wanna listen so they get defensive, but really mentally they're stuck in the prison just playing the victim.
When
Goddamn.
people try to judge me, I just look them in their eyes. If the world would end today, I know that they won't survive. That's why I'm up and at it, man. Surviving is a habit. Couldn't stop me if they try, cause I'm a motherfucking savage, yeah.
I do not have any sympathy. I take a shit on my enemies. They want some attention, but that I won't give them, cause that's just a waste of my energy. The road to success could be killing me. That's better than living in misery. That's why I don't stop for nobody, cause if I do, they gonna fuck up my energy. Yeah, I do not feel any empathy. Y'all don't know how much this means to me. I put in the work and gave up a lot so I can take care of my family. I wanna make sure they all set. I want my mama to rest. I've worked all my life to get to this point, but I know that I ain't done yet.
Delta 6 with Energy, who mixed and produced this track as well. So that's a special kind of talent. Classic kind of trap flow on this, so to speak, which I think sounds good with all the negative space in this beat. And there's no like rattlesnake hi-hats in this one technically, so it may or may not count as trap depending on who you ask. Classic and strong theme for this track, talking about challenges of the hustle and how much people can't match that hustle. And feels like a great example of a song that knows its lane very well and delivers to the fullest. If there's any criticism, it might be that you don't like this kind of music, this subgenre in general. I can't really think of much else. You might have to say, I feel like you have to say it's succeeding at what it's trying to do quite well. I don't know. Maybe you could try to be a bit more unique or different if we're really being critical. Something to help it stand out against the ocean of music that we have at our fingertips. But it seems a bit unfair to say this slapped. I like this a lot. Not every song has to be different and unique. I really enjoyed this. The mixing is great. The energy is great. The rap voice is fantastic. I love how the sub bass is mixed. That really stands out. That was feedback for some tracks in the previous part of the show. Great inflection here. Charismatic approach. Strong hook. Great enunciation. So points-wise, voice is fantastic. Originality is medium. Vocal effects and mixing were good. Lyrical content, strong bars. That's fantastic. Flow was strong. Beat was strong. So, I would classify this as really impressive. Feels like you're kind of snapping on this Delta 6, and the hook contrasts the verses well by being like more cool and calm. That creates an energy change, at least for the first part of that hook. That creates some diversity in the flow as well, which some people might be looking for. So it feels like a home run. Shinji's liking it, but maybe not his favorite subgenre, kind of like we were saying. So yeah, that's, just like anything, everything's within some sort of subgenre. So all right, Shinji, you gotta go. Have a good one, fam. Get in that Magic the Gathering. So, since this show is about comparing and contrasting examples, let's remember what we just heard and compare it to this next one, which you have to say has a pretty unique approach. Here we go with Rudeboypro and Apisol with Together.
I'm gonna step. So right now, how once again that substance influence man you pen. I've been to the mountain top, then I fell. Believe that the recipe will unveil. Last week I couldn't believe what I said. Checkmate, but I haven't checked on my man. This 4-wall room sets me in the mood. I do until I'm confused. I smoke my goals, then choke on my smoke. It's over, but never overdose. My emotions that they will provoke my actions, stepping stone to my wrong. My vision like Superman on coke. I'm not wrong, it's that I feel alone. Yes, I live like I was traumatized. Well, where were you when I decided the memories of stories amplify whenever I'm around? The first one, the first round. So you get the crowd, my mental moving mental, but the family is really proud. You know the feeling when they looking up, but you look confused like a hot fuzz, cause I'm breathing out loud. Kind of time confessing without a conscience. Learning and I'm learning, but for now I sleep.
Oh yeah, Rudeboypro and Apisol Together. That one woke me up. Everything about this is cool and interesting to me, but it's also grounded and well polished. So it's not like crazy unique, so crazy that people can't still relate to it and relate it to something that they have heard before. First thing is, I love how you handled the sample. I think that's coming from Apisol. The horn sample is blended perfectly, and it blends with that bass layer well. And that snare is also perfect. That really snaps in the exact right way and really gets you going. On the one hand, it's a classic recipe, but on the other hand, the way the beat is mixed and put together creates a pretty unique vibe. And Rudeboypro matches that unique twist with his vocal performance. His inflection and flow always seem to stand out. And I really like how he starts off with a bit slower, kind of a flow, with more of a boom bap, perhaps, style. And it's interesting how he kind of under-enunciates the last word of some of those rhymes, some of those rhyme schemes. Some people might not love that under-enunciation, but I found it unique and interesting. It was clearly done on purpose. But then he kicks it up a notch in the second half with the hard-hitting flow for the last 20 seconds or so of that verse. The flow change makes it for me. Does the song need a hook? That's always a good question to ask. I usually always like hearing a hook and a bit more song structure, but I'm not sure this track needs that. It's a very short track, just under like 80 seconds long, but it feels like a complete vibe to me. So sometimes that's all you need. Points wise, the voice was fantastic. Originality was high. First time we've had some high originality here. Vocal effects and mixing sounded great. Lyrical content, you know, let's say medium. But the flow was fucking killing it. I like that. And the beat was really nice. Definitely a fan of that. So I would classify this as really impressive. It's my highest rating. It sounds professional. The art is also cool and effective. And you guys have been dropping a lot of heat recently. Look these guys up. Give them some likes and some listens. Spread some love. What goes around comes around. So it's cool to see the progression over the last year or so. So very cool. I like that checkmate line. So, you know, Rudeboypro and Apisol were coming out of the UK. So let's keep it going with this next one. Here we go with Zen-Master, Rabe, and Lilax.
Ma bonne m'attend encore en bas. Ça tombe mal, je suis à deux doigts de les faire glisser à l'intérieur d'une fille. Mômes à 27 ans, c'est comme arrêter le temps. C'est comme mettre en boucle le meilleur du film. On joue quand la nuit tombe, fier jusqu'au SAMU. Rien de plus bête que le danger. Mais faut bien qu'on s'amuse, débile sans diplôme. J'ai quand même gagné des prix. Prends cette putain de vie comme un jeu, je suis encore un môme. Pas de leader, pas de maître. Ne pleure pas si je te manque de respect comme un môme. Môme jusqu'à la mort, y'a aucun remède. T'es différent des autres, on n'en a rien à foutre. Alors tu te sens seul, seul même dans la foule. Je sais que t'attends que quelque chose tombe du ciel, mais y a plus de chances que ce soit la foudre. La justice n'est qu'un joli mot, t'as gagné de justesse, malgré ton haut niveau. Tu peux enchaîner les succès comme Robert De Niro. Tu sortiras pas gagnant du casino. Prends cette putain de vie comme un jeu, je suis encore un môme. Pas de leader, pas de maître. Ne pleure pas si je te manque de respect comme un môme. Môme jusqu'à la mort, y'a aucun remède. Pas de leader, pas de maître.
Zen-Master, Rabe featuring Lilax. I really like the beat. I think the minimalistic drums are an effective match for this cool sample. The fluttering strings and clarinet sample create a very harmonious and hypnotic vibe. And even the small vocal sample of the is really effective to punctuate that beat. I think that's like a Kanye? Let me know if I'm right. I think it's just me from here on out, man. Everyone else had things to do, so we'll just try to keep it going, keep that energy good. Okay, so when I first heard the sample, I was expecting sort of like a chill hip-hop flow from some rapper. And I feel like that would have worked. And a lot of people would have gone that route over this kind of beat. But I was very pleasantly surprised by the singing from Lilax. At first, I was actually thought it was like part of the sample, like her singing. I thought that was like a sampled voice. So it was cool when it kept going and you kind of realized like you had this great organic vocals from a singer featured on this. And I believe Lilax is speaking in French. I'm not an expert, I don't know French. And something about this just works really well for like the chill musicality of this sample. Kind of reminds me of like some Thievery Corporation, actually. Don't know if you know about that. That's a huge compliment. And making this kind of music could land you on like maybe a Little Dragon or like Fantagram type playlist, I feel like. So good potential crossover with various audiences here. It certainly feels more R&B than hip hop to me, which is fine, even though the beat feels on the more hip hop side. Being a bit more in the R&B lane, some people might want more of a bridge or perhaps a feature to collaborate with this kind of a track. I'm not sure those elements are necessarily needed. Having a bridge does showcase what the vocalist can do, and that means either letting them really break down the beat while they really showcase, you know, what notes they can hit, or, you know, making the beat really crazy while they kind of maintain their vocal performance consistently. So those are ideas that could have been done, but, you know, points wise, voice was real nice, originality was very high, vocal effects and mixing sounded good, lyrical content is usually more for rappers, so, and I can't speak on what the, you know, the French lyrics of this R&B song, so I won't. Same with flow, but the beat was fantastic, so I would say I can't find a flaw, which is one of my highest ratings. I think there's a lot of strong points here. One of them is how unique everything feels, and Lilax is a talented vocalist, so it definitely might be worth returning to the well a bit more and making maybe a short EP, if nothing else, especially if you have more beats that are complementary to her singing style like this one was. So well done. And since it's just me giving feedback for this one, let's just get straight into the next track. Here we go from J-Benz. We got the Rejects.
Yeah, I never understand the wishes from another man. Vvrrsace, the concentration camps to the Muslim ban. Throughout history, the good ones always took a stand. Never cared about disgrace, like honor up on their hands. Scared cops, why is Alley, do they have a job? Lead the road with painted faces like Basquiat's. Fellow Haitian, he's way above the space station. Created all within this broken nation where they don't care about the rejects. Empire State, we can reach that. Wide our stairs for no reason. Different feelings from each season. Trips through the tricks that travel through the travesties. Children locked up from the parents, just sounds like a tragedy. I'm thankful that I see my mom and all these different memories. I'm grateful that she is my parent and she is a present thing. But I just stood by, searching for reasons why I can't really grasp what these thoughts in my mind. Private time with friends, why they always talk suicide? Why are so many people broken? But to me, they always seem so outspoken. My token of joy is why I get played and treated like a toy. It's a noise in my brain that I avoid. They don't care about the rejects. Empire State, we can reach that. Wide our stairs for no reason. Different feelings from each season. They don't care about the rejects. Empire State, we can reach that. Wide our stairs for no reason. Different feelings from each seasons. White lilies represent what purity meant. Get silly when settlement of happiness is at test. There is no reason for this much stress. No one wants to confess. There's an ominous feeling running down on my neck. So while I'm here, I gotta learn to connect. No need to perfect, cause judgment is where most people deflect. And I'm here to protect, yes, I'm here to protect, yes. They don't care about the rejects. Empire State, we can reach that. Wide our stairs for no reason. Different feelings from each season.
Yay! The Rejects by J-Benz. Hella chill and soulful sample with the float on classic sample. It's flipped well and uniquely. I like your raspy approach on this one. Feels genuine and relatable and nostalgic with the cool horn sample. I feel like lots of different audiences would like this. You do a good job of stacking your vocals during some of the harmonizing. Seems like you're a good songwriter. Nice hook for sure, J-Benz. Hits real smooth. A good quality hook will always bring people back to your track, I feel like. And I feel like the choice to make a clip video from the movie mid-90s was a good choice. Not sure if anyone's seen that. I really liked it. Has a crazy ending. And it fits the theme of this song well, you know, being the rejects. Adele the Funky Homo Sapien from Hieroglyphics, the legend from my hometown, makes a cameo in this movie, actually, as a random homeless dude. It's also cool how the video is edited together. Whoever made this did a good job. Did you make this yourself, J-Benz? Drop a link later. I know it's just me right now. If you did, that's kind of impressive. The pace of the edits is good, and you parallel some of the imagery with what's being said in parts of the song, like you talk about tricks while we see a skateboard trick. That's clever. So points wise, voice top notch, originality medium, vocal effects and mixing strong, lyrical content bars, and a bit of subject matter, double threat with the lyrics, flow solid, beat real solid, kind of winning all around. I would classify this as really impressive. My highest rating. I know you were working on this mixing, J-Benz. Everything came out sounding great. Really good job there. And we reviewed a track from you all the way back on the very first episode of this show. So it's great to hear new music from you. That's for sure. Let's compare what we just heard to this next one from Deza, Believe in Me.
Rebel that it cause in the level that's glitching. Hegel missing marks, only metals in his kitchen. Two middle stingers, turn the middle fingers. Never needs the palsy in the bark singing. If Q-tip is the abstract, then I'm like an epitome. Data isn't flowing in my mind, is that synergy? Are you really shitting me? Do you want a symphony? Keep eye out for simps, I shoot my shot and it's simple C. Rappers nowadays, pop stars like fucking Kirby. Suck and swallow in, copying and ducking early. That's just how it is, I don't promo mediocre. Hip-hop freeloader, pack your bags and get a lawyer. While I'm at it, I'll be more fantastic than the chosen four. Problematic, I'll be burning bridges just to open doors. Automatic, and I promise I got so much more in store. Caught in traffic, but I'm bad at jet for what I'm going for.
Please don't turn off the music now. I feel it in my soul. Turn it up and spin this beat just once some more.
Oh shit.
Please don't turn off the music now. I feel it in my soul. Turn it up and spin this beat just once some more.
Hey yo DJ, they just want some more, they want a piece of me. I ain't no albacore, treating me like sashimi. This ain't no sushi though, I'll cut you off as easily. Try to ride my wave, best be on the same frequency. Who said you can't be clever and act ignorant? The same people who assume the ladder from my pigment. Climbing on the ladder, socially, globally, totally dominating everyone, holding me back to back. Yeah, I'm on my drizzy shit. Niggas acting meek, wanna throw hissy fits, and I don't catch bullets going after strays. If you for the streets and yeah, beat and go away. Call me Deza, but the girls call me too sweet. I'm down to kick it like Fife meets Bruce Lee or Bruce Wayne. These bars are loose change. I'm coming for the game like combined Wu-Tang. So
please don't turn off the music now. I feel it in my soul. Turn it up and spin this beat just once some more. Please don't turn off the music now. I feel it in my soul. Turn it up and spin this beat just once some more.
almost like Kanye West or Lupe Fiasco classic sounding like hook and break with the soul sample there. Shout out to Deza coming out of Tokyo. Where are you originally from, Deza? Do you speak Japanese at this point? Might have to do a collab with that. I love the classic jazzy sample. It sounds real well mixed, and I love the hook. That's a real strength for me. You know, it's a lighthearted and fun vibe and matches the tone of the beat very well. It just works very well with the horn sample, and it contrasts your verses extremely well. You have a cool raspiness to your flow, and that brings a cool attitude to this track, which I think was really needed. That way contrast is created when you get to the hook, which makes a song stand out. You know, contrast is the basis of much art, so it should help for listener engagement. And you know, if you want to know what I'm talking about, look up a track from Rashawn Ahmad of Crown City Rockers called If I. Same exact break for this sample. So what I'm, you know, referencing is how differently Deza came over this sample compared to Rashawn Ahmad, who's a legend. And you know, while this Rashawn Ahmad song maintains a real chill and smooth energy throughout the track, you know, I think what this one is doing is really good, and I might even like it more. It's easier to tune out, you know, a totally chill approach like Rashawn Ahmad has, where, you know, the approach for this track stands out and grabs your attention a bit more in comparison. So great rhyme schemes here, nice lyrics. I like the Kirby line. You sound like a real well-rounded artist with MC ability, which is rare nowadays. But this is also just fun to listen to. So great song crafting ability. Feels like you're a good songwriter who understands song structure well. Points-wise, voice is great. Originality low. Vocal effects and mixing strong. Lyrical contents extremely high. Flow great. Beat awesome. I would classify this as really impressive, which is my highest rating. Feels like some real hip hop. I feel like 2.5 minutes is probably the perfect length for this track. If anyone's sleeping on Deza, you should stop doing that. Go check out the Making Hip Hop mixtape that came out earlier this year. Deza kills it on that Get It In track. I really like that one. Let me see if I can link that so you guys can check it out later. That's a review we did. All right. Also, get ready for that next Making Hip Hop tape, which should be coming out soon. We'll see if Dez is on that one as well. All right, moving on. Here we go with Madrid, Ain't Shit Changed.
Ain't shit changed. Still rolling with the same gang, kicking with the same team. Yeah, like ain't shit changed. Still smoking on the heavy, still got the same number to my celly. Like ain't shit changed. Yeah, I got a little money in my pocket, I'm the same little kid, yo. Still rolling with the same gang, kicking with the same team. Riding in my same whip, my money only changed. Head in the clouds, I got SpaceX dreams. You can hop up in my spaceship, please. Still walking with the same steez, pacing a little slow, cause I had a couple G's. Rolling trees at my crib, I'm the same old me, baby. Same old me.
Yeah.
Ain't shit changed. Still rolling with the same gang, kicking with the same team. Yeah, like ain't shit changed. Still smoking on the heavy, still got the same number to my celly. Like ain't shit changed. Yeah, I got a little money in my pocket, I'm the same little kid, yo. Yeah, I got a little money in my pocket, I'm the same little kid, yo. Yo, they be like, yo, Dre. They forget about me until they fucking see me, bro. They forget I'm fucking alive, bro. That's how I like to be. They fucking don't even know. They fucking don't even know. You can't talk how I talk, cause you ain't live how I live. Got a crib in my own name, flexing with no chains, homie. I ain't worried about the drip or the clout. When it come to the money, we ain't talk the same amounts, homie. Ain't shit changed. Still smoking just to eat wifey when I'm wavy like ain't shit changed. Put the money in my pocket, play the game like the home team, baby. Rock the C on my sleeve, queen on my arm, got the 10 on my back till I'm 6 feet deep. When I ride through the city, best believe I'm coming squad deep. I run the town with my top down, ain't shit changed. Still know me by my last name, I don't gotta show face, baby. Ain't shit changed. I'm just living at my own pace, living at my own pace. Ain't shit changed. Still rolling with the same gang, kicking with the same team, yeah, like ain't shit changed. Still smoking on the heavy, still got the same number to my celly, like ain't shit changed. Yeah, I got a little money in my pocket, I'm the same little kid, yo. Yeah, I got a little money in my pocket, I'm the same little kid, yo.
Shout out to Madrid with Ain't Shit Changed. Cool and funky and unique beat with the both classic hip hop vibes as well as modern and contemporary vibes, which can be one of the hardest lanes to master. Great mixing for this one. I love the bouncy synth bass layer. That absolutely makes it for me. You used to hear that a bit more like in the Tribe Called Quest or J Dilla eras. It was also resurrected a bit for the To Pimp a Butterfly album by Kendrick, for example. This one starts off with a catchy hook right away. I like the vocal effects and filters used by Madrid. It gives the song a vibe that kind of reminds me of maybe some Mac Miller, which is a compliment. A nice flow on display here. A lot of developing artists might approach this with a similarly chill delivery, but what's often missing is a bit of angst and attitude applied to the vocal performance, which is demonstrated very well here, I feel like. It's definitely more about the flow and the vibe for this one. Very unique song structure with the talking and beat breakdown at the end of the first verse. I feel like you start off with like an 8-bar verse, then sprinkle in 2 more 4-bar verses between the hooks. You know, points wise, voice was strong, originality pretty good, vocal effects and mixing strong, lyrical content pretty good, flow I like, beat I like. I really like the beat actually. It's up my alley. It might not be for everyone. So I would classify this as really impressive. It's my highest rating. I guess it depends if anyone wants more from like the verses or if you're content with how things are. I feel like this might be an example of using your voice more like an instrument to support and showcase the beat as opposed to the other way around, where the vocals are really trying to take center stage and impress in some way. And you know, a lot of really amazing music has been made with this approach, no question. So that's winning. And I really do like the art and how on brand it is for this track, because in the hook you even are talking about how you're like the same little kid, and in a lot of ways ain't shit changed. So there you are, stunting, looking like a boss. All right, let's do a move in. Here we go. Next up with New Villain and enkay.
From me to you. From the villain with love, right? Waking out my slumber like I must get rich. Knowledge
wisdom, understanding before I reach for the stick. It's mathematics, fool. My progression's unnatural. Plotting on the world, my obsession so irrational. Stepping out to live for air. Taco meat in the wind, life ain't fair. Mom's well aware that I live in sin. Psycho, welcome to the dark side, Kylo Ren. Right, bro, doing what it takes for me to fly again. You should see me crafting, I bring rain and tsunamis. Laughing, it's a hobby that I picked up in the lobby. Visions that I got from hearing music got me started. Living with decisions that I made cold-hearted. Staring down the barrel like I got nothing to live for. Believe I know the feeling piss poor. Hit him with that figure 4, make him tap out. It's me they ask about, but never see I'm on the cash route until I cash out. Eyes bloody out my mind, forever zoning out, not saying much. Greg the Hammer Valentine, I say enough. Prick my finger, write the ransom in blood. Signed from the villain with love. 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 Phase 2, Revenge of the Sith. My plan heavy, rhyme book heavy. Smash it if you let me. The quiet kid grew to be defined like a giant is. Cool to have your biases, alliances like Iron Fist. But I admit, Cobra Commander madness. I don't do cameras in the shadows with the hand-to-handers. Pardon my candor, friends be calling, but I hardly answer. Pardon the movie where the villain's auntie dies from cancer. With these words I cast spells, Papa Shango. The universe on me, I want it all pronto. Sitting in the dark, blunt spark just to light the way. Think about the younger me, we so different night and day. Love made me trust none, scars made me troublesome. Live like me for one day and see where I'm coming from. Prick my finger, write the ransom in blood. Signed from the villain with love. From the villain with love. From the villain with love. From the villain with love.
Shout out to enkay and New Villain. A really good piano sample with an effective horn stab is hard to beat. And it's the percussion that sets the vibe for this one. I think the double time hi-hats were absolutely the way to go. You could have the same sample with, like super chill drums and it would feel totally different, for example. Awesome rap voice from New Villain. Really cool approach with the flow that's in some ways chill. But the inflection and the lyrics and the attitude create a strong impression on the listener. Very simple hook for this one, built around creating a break of negative space between the verses and just repeating the "from the villain with love" line. I think it's effective. I'm not sure anything else needs to be done with that hook. We'll have to see. It's only me right now reviewing this. When you spit such strong verses, sometimes the listener does kind of need just like a break between the verse. So that helps them just like process what has been said. So, I think the lyrics are a real strength here, which is refreshing to hear. And the pitched down vocal overdubs for the ad-libs with the deep voice, if you were to run this back, is especially well done and really helps set the mood of the aesthetic that we're listening to here. So, many artists are moving in the direction of focusing entirely on flow and almost disregarding lyrics at this point. I guess, which is fine. You don't have to be a lyricist, but it doesn't have to be a choice between one or the other is what my feelings are. And this is showing how this can be done well, how you can merge those things together well. And with the rise of artists like Griselda, you know, in that camp, I have a feeling a return to lyricism is on the way. You're seeing this overseas in places like the UK, for example. So I would classify this as really impressive. It's my highest rating, points-wise. Voice was fantastic. Originality, pretty decent, if not strong. Vocal effects and mixing, awesome. Lyrical content, fucking amazing bars. Are you kidding me? What more do you want? Flow was also on point, just like we were discussing, and the beat was great. So, you know, I also want to shout out the artwork that shows that extra effort not a lot of people put in to their tracks. And if you're feeling this, go ahead and check out the whole project from enkay and, you know, the Villain. There's lots of really dope tracks on there. Shout out to New Villain. Shout out to enkay. Congratulations on a recent project. All right, so we're on the last track of the night. Here we go with SSJMELO.
Yeah. So I turn up on these fuck niggas.
Found a bitch that was down to ride down and slide down and commit homicide, but shorty lied. I'm always on the other side until I die. I'm bad, I had to hear these lies. It's like, what the fuck did I do for this? I didn't do shit. I make a nigga dump the clip. It's off the hip, the way I gotta prep for this. The president's the only way to represent the pain. Tough shit, got folks trying to play my name. Focus, cause the bitch gon' want my change when I'm on top with the beats like I'm Bruce Wayne. But I won't give a single fuck about a damn thing. They don't fuck with me, bad decision, not judicious. I'ma get to make them wish that things was different. Gotta make them see what's missing. That's the difference between me and all these niggas, yeah. Bitches telling me they fucking with the sentiment. Till a nigga wanna give them something intimate. That when I start to feel about the end is imminent. Made me wanna end this shit, but maybe I could benefit. Little hope, but it really ain't worth it, really ain't working. Every day rethink on my purpose, cause I've been searching something that's inside of a person. I know for certain that a nigga really been hurting. Fuck that type of shit, but I gotta give it a chance. I'm making moves with a demon, I want me to dance. Got the root of evil up performing inside of my pants. I don't know if motherfuckers ever want me for the man that I am. When that nigga don't have it, look at the passion. Bitches got for niggas with fashion. Would that happen if a nigga wasn't out cashing? Could you imagine? Think about that shit if it's backwards now. And I ask myself, is the pain really worth it? No. I've been through hell, just imagine every relationship in your life ended so tragic. I know that shit sounds so drastic. I'm alive dead inside, but I reside in a casket. Fuck all that shit, y'all can have it. Don't give a fuck anymore, but I bet I won't quit. I'ma just flex on that bitch. Pussy ass nigga, don't come to me talking that shit, yeah. Doing this shit for my game. One deep, but the fuck is a damn gang. Pussy don't step foot inside my lane. Fuck up and your ass gon' get slain. I do not fuck with the games. Don't give a fuck anymore, but I bet I won't quit. I'ma just flex on that bitch. Pussy ass nigga, don't come to me talking that shit, yeah.
Don't come to him talking that shit. SSJMELO, I really like how you approach this one. Real cool flows and style / attitude. Awesome rap voice as usual. This beat is trippy and industrial, but also has a lot of good negative space in it, surprisingly, and a bit of melody coming from that weird guitar sample. The mixing sounds great. Nice catchy hook / refrain towards the end after the gap. It almost makes me feel like there should be more song after that, just so we can hear that like hook refrain again. But it also works just as it is, obviously. And we featured SSJ on our very first season, so you know we had to bring back some of these folks here, especially when they're releasing like such fire ass tracks like this. SSJ also produced this one, so a rare double threat there. Do you do your own mixing as well, SSJ? If so, that would be quite impressive. Awesome rhyme schemes demonstrated here. Those are really being showcased well. To me, this is really impressive. That's my highest rating, points-wise. Voice, awesome. Originality, awesome. Vocal effects and mixing, sounded great. Lyrical content, we got fucking bars on display. Awesome flow. Beat was great. Winning all around. And dope-ass art. Coming at you with the cosmic fire flame. I guess that could also be like a zoomed in like germ cell, perhaps. Maybe just COVID got me like seeing things at this point. We're finally on our way out, man. Either way, cool graphics with the homicide text written kind of sideways. Creates a cool look. Home run all around. So that's it, y'all. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. It's just me rocking out at the end, so not too much other feedback this episode in the second half. But as usual, it's been an honor reviewing everyone's work. I think everyone deserves way more listens, and you can continue to send submissions to @rapfredrogers at Gmail, or you can hit me up on Twitter @rapfredrogers. And I'll leave you with my most recent track, which is a collaboration with rAIR over one of the Reddit original kit challenges for making hip hop. So I'll see you guys next time. Here we go with Titantic. Peace.
Yeah. Bitch. Ships ahoy, wonder how you float the void. Sail the sky, enterprise like Will and Nimoy. Original convoy, sparkling effervescence. Time to rock, going under like I'm Evanescence. Guess I'm peasants, to touch the soil, I'm urban legend. Get some presents like day of birth, now that's conception. Conflicted message like church and courage and death who blessed it. Pedantic lessons turn mass pandemic, now that's domestic. Not half athletic, appease the traffic in classic fashion. You're anesthetic, I'm stealing thoughts, amnesiatic. Attention captive, set the course and call the captain. The world's a stage and I got great theatrics. Stacey Adams, adorn my soul. Trapeze to heights that breach the attic. Antibody to asthmatics, I'm hazmatic. Take the con out of contemporary, my sentence massive. Ornamental out the hood like I'm emblematic. Sink a little, with the ship getting sentimental. All hands on deck, time to test the metal of the vessel. Come correct, float the best to bless you. SOS, wear my vest, all the rest is metal. Sink a little, with the ship getting sentimental. All hands on deck, time to test the metal of the vessel. Come correct, float the best to bless you. SOS, wear my vest, all the rest is metal. Bitch.
Sink a little like the cushion when I'm sitting on it. Smoke a little and the cushion got me lifted higher. Since I was little, envisioned the throne sitting on it. Now I'm bigger and it seems still a little higher than I had hoped, but it's okay, staying scoped. Eyes on the prize until demise. In the skies, not in disguise. Have my heart on my sleeve, I'ma rap real fast and that part hard to breathe. Tats on my epidermis, grew up listening to Curtis. Get rich or die trying, if not then what's the purpose? I don't fuck with the cut shit, only raw. Don't be acting like a dumb bitch, get treated like a dog. Once your nuts stripped on you, be go too hard. Wanna be linguist, saying nothing, they retard. In the mental, it's essential, not my job. Steal and rob, what they do, sell it back to you. Repackage, do damage to your psyche like they sailing nightly daily. You don't need that Nike, baby, just get up off your lazy ass and go get this cash.
Get that cash, baby. Where's it going?